This inside run by the Jets, Nick Bosa, the reigning defensive rookie of the year, was rolled up on. It looks like maybe his knee shifted in an awkward, has been injured again. At the end of this run, right there, going out of bounds with a little extra push, Barkley down and in pain immediately. We're going to show you a replay to see if we can determine what it is. You're going to see a replay here.
Trying to dance out of trouble. And the ball is loose. Near side of the field. Picked up by the Steelers. Hill with the pickup. That's Drew Lock. Looks like he's headed for the locker room after that sack. Little pitch to McCaffrey. He's got the first down. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Panthers.
Yeah, that was a almost a bounce pass, right?
And now we've got another injury, this time in the backfield. That's Solomon Thomas. Now the cart is out there again. A moment ago it took off Nick Bosa.
And Charles, 10 of their offensive players were either first or second round picks. That's tied for the most in the NFL. Play made by Johnson. Montgomery had nowhere to go. And he is slow to get up. The concern here is how he landed, right on his head.
Raheem Mostert with a full head of steam to the 16. And Mostert heading that direction as well with 11.
Little sweep action to Paris Campbell, who has been very effective as a receiver. Outstanding speed. And boy, this is bad news. Campbell is down holding his knee. Harrison Smith, the Pro Bowl safety, beset with all kinds of injuries. Last year was nightmarish for him. We'll check on him when we come back. Nice ovation from the 2,500 allowed in today for Harris.
Garoppolo pumps, and off his back foot, he throws it short. He's trying to get it to Ayuk, and Garoppolo again in some pain as a flag is down as well.
Driscoll over the middle, and the catch is made across the 25-yard line by Judy.
That ball the way in, but he certainly does that here, and he.
The best to you from FuzzTalkRadio. KMRT.
FuzzJockRadio.
Yeah, that's what you do. You stared into space.
Yeah, that's what you do. Welcome back. Happy 1 year anniversary, guys.
1 year.
Did you know that?
Woo.
As of today, this is right now is a 1 year old podcast, which I never thought and ever fathomed that I would be part of something like this. Guys, what do you think? What's going on? What are your thoughts on the 1 year anniversary?
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Shows that we were all committed to something.
Yeah, a lot has changed since the first year.
That's what I was gonna say, man. It's a whole different world. You know, like at the beginning of this, it was kind of like that's from my last few memories of the before times was when we started this in that first season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The before times.
Yep.
You know?
1 year. 1 year. It's wonderful.
An entire year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. 1 year ago, you know, the Trump virus wasn't here yet. It probably had started up, but nobody knew about it, and it definitely wasn't here. And right around this time is right when I was starting to get better from my blood clot, and I started, started wanting to possibly drink again. So we just are like, hey, you know what? Let's do something. We're all sitting around together anyway, and watching football, Monday Night Football. Let's talk about it. You know, let's Let's do a podcast. Why
and
not?
then we made the internet listen to us talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we're here.
And thank you for listening.
Yep.
It's been a wild ride.
So, what's up, guys? What's going on?
We watched the footballs, right?
I don't know.
I saw some footballs.
What's going on? Come on.
Well, we saw Monday Night Football, and we have to go back to what our debate was last year. Is Monday Night Football good or bad? And off this game, I would say this was a good game for Monday Night Football.
That was a good game.
It was a good game for Monday Night Football.
Yeah. It was nice to see the Raiders win and beat New Orleans Saints. We all dislike the Saints, so that's always a pleasure. And the Raiders actually looked really good. That new stadium is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I was really happy to see no fans. That was good and important. So, that's a hard decision for them. So,
yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
Is something going on? Is this sounding all right?
Yeah, everything's sounding just fine. Everything's sounding great. It just feels like we're not picking up on each other right now. Because like Charlie was saying, it was... Yeah, your mic's really cutting out here really bad.
How's it there?
It seems fine now.
Okay.
Like C-Dubs was saying, we were all expecting when we started back up that there was going to be no fans for how many weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, James, you mention it all the time. 2 weeks. And first week there was fans in stadiums.
Yeah.
They basically they didn't go by their word of no fans.
In all of them, right?
Not all of them, just some of them.
not all, but some.
You might be better just go on your phone, bud.
Yeah, I'm not catching your signals.
I know it's because it's intermittent. It's just really
sporadic.
bad. You should just go on your phone.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you right after this.
Do this.
So yeah, but there are stadiums with fans. Stadiums that I would like to say have had people in them before. People know what's going on in those stadiums. They've been around for a long time. There's nothing new going on other than that you're going to be an exclusive person in that stadium because there's not, thousands and thousands of people in it. It's just, a couple thousand. However, the Raiders game is a totally different story. It's the first game ever in that stadium. Nobody knows what it's like in there. Nobody's seen it before. And and it's in Vegas where they have a mayor trying to open everything up and being like, you know what, whatever. Nothing's the matter. Let's have everybody go in and gamble in these, places that have recycled air or whatever. So all odds are, if we're talking about Vegas, all odds are on, they're gonna have people in the stands, right? Because there's all this pressure. And what does the owner do? The right fucking thing and says, no, I'm not going to have fucking fans in the brand new stadium because I don't want to get anybody sick like they did the first week. Fuck it.
Yeah. My God, the first week, the first game, someone has it who went to the game. The first week, game.
Yeah.
Already.
And it's like, dude, like you're in Vegas, you want to make money, like what the fuck? Like you have this brand new stadium, you don't want to have people in it? Like, oh man, wow. I mean, I know that's all. That's like I don't know who this owner is, but like it's the first time that I've ever said, "Wow, there's a NFL owner that's kind of cool." You know.
And he cuts his own hair. No, I'm just kidding.
I do.
He's a funny owner. But yeah, that was good on him to not have fans, especially with the new stadium, all the pressure to have people there, like all that stuff. That was really good on him to make that move.
Yeah, so that was really cool to see. Yeah, and I don't know. The Monday night game was good. The Raiders started off slow, weren't looking good at all, and I was like, "Fuck!" They're in their own stadium, brand new stadium. They're doing the right thing and not having fans, and they're losing. Fuck this.
Yeah, looks embarrassing.
But Carr came back by halftime, and then just kept the train going.
Yeah, Drew Brees with that turnover right before halftime, that led them to be able to tie the game, and they never turned. Raiders just took over from there.
Yeah, so that was really cool. What wasn't cool is that what happened the rest of this week, as pertaining to the intro you heard, there were a lot of fucking injuries this week, just like we predicted. If we were betting on Vegas odds,
we would say thered be a lot of injuries.
There'd be a lot of injuries, and I found a clip that pronounced a lot of the injuries. It wasn't, and that wasn't all the injuries, but it was 3 minutes worth of injuries of people being listed off as an injured player, and
I was wondering when the show would start, and there just kept people being hurt more and more. I had no idea.
Dude, it's crazy. But that's what you get not having preseason and training camps and OTAs, and all the fans have been clamoring, being like, before this, being like, why do we have to have training camp? There's no reason for those games, like they don't count for nothing.
It doesn't bother me any to not play.
What it counts for is, players' bodies need to get, attuned to the stress that they're going to go under,
Even if they're not in for a full game, just getting some of that motion going is good enough.
Yep, exactly.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to go over some of these players? I mean,
especially
if you play fantasy football.
Yeah.
This is killing people who play fantasy football. So, some of the people who got injured, as you heard in the intro part, Saquon Barkley, who is basically a first-round running back everyone took in all leagues. He's got torn ACL, out for the season. Christian McCaffrey, another top first-round running back. High ankle sprain, he's out for a couple weeks. Drew Lock, quarterback for Denver Broncos, who he just started showing up and giving them some hope. Sprained AC joint, he's going to be out for a while. Denver also lost one of their top wide receivers to a torn ACL. Packers lost Devontae Adams to a hamstring. Raheem Mostert from San Francisco sprained MCL. And Anthony Barr for the Vikings is out with his shoulder. And there's even more than this. This is just the big ones that fantasy owners and top NFL. The people who are in commercials are these people, some of these people. And they're all.
What's the buzz? What's the buzz in the fantasy football realms then over this?
People are hurting because they're losing first-round players. In one of my league, or I guess my only league, but in my league that I play in, there's a guy who has multiple of the injured players, and he had 5 first-round picks in the first 3 rounds and 5 picks, and all 5 of them are injured.
So you never know what you're gonna get, right?
Exactly. That's all luck. It's just pure luck, especially with how injuries work and everything. But I mean,
should have did those preseason.
I wish Kirk Cousins had an excuse, being hurt, for why he performed the way he did. That would make that a little better.
You don't want to wish that, dude.
No, I don't mean he was hurt. I'm just saying I wish that he had an excuse, like he sprained his wrist or something, something that he could, of course, come back from. I just wish that it wasn't he just played really bad and is the worst version of himself. Because I was wishing he would turn it around this year, and it seems that is not gonna happen.
I was on that train last year with Kirk Cousins, and he performed. He could, but I do remember my friend Al's hot take is that he is absolutely trying to throw up garbage stats, and he just like accidentally wins. So, this is true Cousins. He's trying to throw up garbage stats.
Well, he just gets the stats, and so then he looks really good on the paper. And then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who he played for.
Do you guys think we should tank for Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Trevor Lawrence is really cool. I like him.
Who is that?
He's I believe the Clemson quarterback. He's he's a good personality, and he's a good football player.
I was assuming he was a quarterback and not liking Kirk Cousins, and I'm all about the Vikings having anyone else.
Well, if we lose all the games, we can pick him with the first pick.
Yeah, we should do that. Let's just...
You got it.
Okay, so who the fuck is Trevor Lawrence?
That's a Photoshop picture of Trevor Lawrence. He's basically the person everyone thinks will be the #1 pick next year. So all the teams that are sucking right now are rooting for their teams to continue to suck so they can get this guy. And I tell you this, if we get him, it'll be our first chance to actually have a quarterback from a first round that might actually last. Because every quarterback we've taken in the first round probably didn't deserve to be taken in the first round, or was not the guy we should have gone for anyway.
Okay.
So but this guy is a unanimous, hands down decision. Everyone agrees he's like the best.
Huh.
And I like his hair, so I'm all for it.
So if you tank your season, you get a better pick on the draft. And you want to start doing that right away.
I was going to say this guy looks like John Bon Jovi.
Do you think Zimmer would want to do that, something like that? Is he in on that type of thing? It sounds like it's like a smucky type of thing to do.
Maybe it's a conspiracy that he is doing it on purpose to get him, because that's why he let all of our cornerbacks go. Because then, what? Oh no, we lost because our cornerbacks are all bad. Well, yeah, you don't have any. So you just keep losing. So, oops, I don't know what to do.
That is a strange move on his part, with him being like
every cornerback go. He let every cornerback leave.
He's an amazing, like they always talk about his amazing defensive mindset, don't they? Like that's why he's an awesome head coach, because he knows defense, right?
And he's specifically a cornerback guru.
Why would he let go of all of his cornerbacks then? No veterans. They're all young.
He believes he can train them to be better, but it takes years to do that. You can't do it in 1 year. So maybe he thinks, I'll tank for 1 year, get a new quarterback, and then our cornerbacks will be good by then.
Huh. Interesting. The conspiracy almost makes more sense than real life, right? Because
yes.
Why with that mindset, like why would he? That makes no sense. Huh.
Mm-hmm. We let Griffin go.
And he didn't he just sign as a new contract to be head coach, or wasn't that like on the line just recently? I feel like that was a thing, but maybe not.
Right. I don't remember if yes, they did. They signed him to an extension, I believe.
So he's like, guys, I'll sign if you just let me tank this season so I can get this motherfucker.
I think we're on to something.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it. It sounds like a bad deal.
It does. It doesn't sound like a Zimmer thing to do. Because you'd think he'd want to win and take the high road.
Wait.
But
wait.
Go.
But every other year we miss the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what you're saying
and
in
it's
pregame.
the other year right now, so he knows we're going to miss the playoffs. So why not just completely tank it and get the first pick and get Trevor Lawrence?
Why not?
I mean, he's already photoshopped in the picture, so
He looks good in that uniform. It wouldn't look good on it. Like they didn't Photoshop him in any other uniform, did they? No. I'll answer that question right away. No. You can't. Once you Photoshop one person in a uniform into one specific uniform, you can't Photoshop into another one. It's just the law.
Yeah, firsies.
Rule 33 of the internet.
Yeah. Did we go over the final scores of the week?
Not yet. So, I wanted to talk about a specific one when we get to the final scores, but I'll run through these quick and then I'll talk about that one. That sound good, Fuzz?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. You're
I want to talk about.
You're leading the way.
I want to talk about a specific one too.
All right.
Yeah.
So Thursday Night Football was Browns-Bengals. You think, but that was actually a pretty fun game because the Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals was really fun to watch. So I actually enjoyed that game. Browns won 35, Bengals 30. Titans beat Jaguars. Buccaneers, Tom Brady Buccaneers beat the Teddy Bridgewater Panthers. Steelers beat the Broncos. Rams beat the Eagles. 49ers beat the Jets. Bills beat Dolphins. Packers squashed the Lions. Cowboys beat the Falcons. But
by 1 point.
By 1 point. But because they recovered an onside kick that the Falcons didn't jump on.
What?
Like, they kicked the ball. They kicked the ball.
Okay.
And so here's the rule. Let me explain this quick.
Yeah.
The rule for the onside kick is it has to go 10 yards before the team kicking it can touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
everyone
the
knows
other
that.
team,
we all know that.
The other team can touch it at any point after it's been kicked.
Because you're the offensive team.
Yeah, you can just touch it.
Yeah, you can just
it's your
grab
ball.
it if you want. Grab it and go. Just go. Grab it and go.
So
okay.
They kick the ball and they kick it on the ground straight, so it just rotates on the ground. He doesn't kick it in the air at all. He just kicks it and it's spinning on the ground slowly.
It's a good kick.
All the Falcons players stand and look at it. They're like, okay, let it go 10 feet or 10 yards. And it's like, what are you doing? You don't have to let it go 10 yards. Jump on it right now. And they didn't.
What?
So then the Cowboys waited for the 10 yards, saw it go 10 and jumped on it. They recovered the
and they got it? Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Then they marched on the field and scored and won the game.
Wow. Wow.
That was crazy. Yeah. So that was ridiculous. Falcons choking away another game they should have won. It's ridiculous. Bears beat the Giants. Cardinals beat Washington. Ravens beat Texans. Seahawks beat the Patriots. That was a really good game. Stuff in Cam Newton right at the end. That was fun. So, and then, yeah.
But we like Cam Newton.
I love Cam Newton. But it was fun to watch the defense fighting off with him. Like, oh, who's going to win, him or the defense? And, defense came on top that time.
Yep.
Yeah. I like Russell Wilson a lot, too. So I had a lot of fun watching that game.
They are fun games to watch.
So with all of this, I wanted to ask you guys, with the injuries that have been going on, is it time that Cap gets a job again? I mean,
well, why doesn't he? Like that just doesn't seem like it should be a question. Like, there's so many injuries, and I mean, even before the injuries, there was positions that were open, and they could have just been like, okay, we need this dude. Why? Why is it even a question still?
It was the same thing last year when there's one of our episodes we talked about how there's 8 teams using their second string, sometimes their third string quarterback at a time.
Yeah.
There's a week like that.
And that's happening right now too, isn't it? With the San Francisco?
San Francisco's quarterback's hurt. Denver's quarterback's hurt, and possibly the Giants' quarterback might be a little,
I thought in San Francisco also their backup quarterback was hurt, and they're on their third string already.
Wow.
All right, well,
San Francisco, redeem yourself.
Don't quote me. And but like you can quote me on this motherfucking shit. It's insane that they're dealing with figuring out, okay, which team's gonna be good by who's not gonna be injured. You know, who's not gonna get injured, who's not gonna be injured, because we weren't able to play the training camp. You know, like we weren't able to prepare, and also who's not gonna get sick. So like, two big things that can take teams out. Just like, doesn't matter how good they are, doesn't matter what the talent is, but if they didn't train correctly and they get hurt, and everybody's getting hurt right now, man.
Yeah.
And then next people are gonna start getting sick. Do they have any? There's no bubble situation going on yet, right?
No, they don't have a plan.
So
They
whatever. I don't know. I don't know why Cap doesn't have a job, but at least he's in a game, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's gonna win their franchise leagues with Cap on their team. I mean, if we're tanking the season, then that's that. But
that's fine.
Whatever.
That's fine.
I'd say Cap, but we paid Kirk too much. We can't afford to get both.
Yeah. How long is his contract for? How much longer is it?
I think it's
too long.
5. They just extended it.
God damn it. Really?
I think it's 5 years now.
I think they extended it too.
Yeah, because it was like halfway over, and then they extended him so they could kick the money down the line, so they don't have to pay him all that guarantee now.
Oh, I suppose.
Or not the guarantee, the cap hits.
What the hell? What are they doing?
That's why we need to draft a quarterback, because then we can just develop him, pay him the rookie minimum, and then
have him win us the Super Bowl and Kurt just sit on the sideline, make his money.
No, you just cut Kirk. After 1 year or 2 years, you cut Kirk. You take the cap hit, and it doesn't matter because your quarterback is getting paid so little for those first few years. You can afford to pay other people.
That's a good plan.
That's the best we can do. Otherwise, it's him until he retires.
Sorry, Zimmer. It's the best we can do. Take our advice, though, please.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do something with this team, it's just crazy. It's just hard to watch. You know, it's hard to see. But you know, you're a diehard Vikings fan. If you're born, you know, like you're a Vikings fan no matter what, right? And
yep.
I mean, I'm not, but that's fine.
What teams what football team do you root for, you Trader?
I mean, I just like Warren Moon and Bo Jackson. I mean, I like Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, I know you do. Tecmo Bowl should come back as like an actual game. Go against Madden.
Yep.
Somehow.
Time. Take Madden out.
It'd be the same thing. Did you see that Microsoft bought Bethesda?
Did.
That's a big move.
Means we might get a Fallout New Vegas 2. New Vegas is considered the greatest Fallout of all time, so.
New Vegas, really? You'll say New Vegas over 4?
Yeah, I'd agree with. Well, I like 3 the most, but
Okay.
people would say People would argue New Vegas is the best.
Okay.
Anyway,
I've heard that.
Yeah, had the best story.
It's a big franchise, or it's a big property for them to pick up. They got Doom. Doom's been really good.
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls is a big one. Skyrim finally, maybe, or no, they have a new Elder Scrolls coming out already that they've been working on. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. That was a big news article I read today. COVID not related, but we were saying that the NFL's COVID situation is just still whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
was there news that some fans that attended games tested positive.
And now people are quarantining and getting tested because they were in those stadiums. So
yeah, don't go to the games. This is my PSA to anyone. Don't go.
Please don't.
Don't go.
Please don't get sick. Don't go out there and risk it.
Just watch on TV. It's fine.
Yeah, you're better off.
I mean, find a stream. Don't pay to watch it.
Watch it on your TV. You get a lot better viewing on your TV. You know, it's all high definition, and like you're sitting at watching the, I don't know, baseball.
Yeah.
Like baseball's doing. Just sit at home and watch baseball, and then they'll zoom in on that guy that's breaking into Fenway. Was that Fenway that he was breaking into?
It had to have been. Yes, because he was at the Green Monster.
Yeah. Yep. That was crazy.
That was insane.
He was like throwing hats out into the crowd and shit, man. Or not
I
into the crowd. There was no crowd, but he was like throwing hats. Jameis, did you see this guy?
Huh? Yeah, I see. He was shouting things.
He was shouting. Yeah.
He was within like a few feet of some of the cameramen up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if I don't know. They probably didn't want to get close to him. I mean, obviously, like what's going on. Keep your distance. But no, I really, really hope that someone finds this guy and gets an interview. I would really like to know what he was thinking, or like what was his statement.
Yeah.
What was he trying to say by throwing hats?
Yeah, no, just crazy. And the announcers kept on just stating like, this one guy is stopping all the whole baseball. Like, usually when we have fans, it's so loud and there's different chatter going on and a bunch of different things going on, and that doesn't stop it. But here we are in this crazy world of COVID. One guy stops all of baseball. Yeah, so I wonder what happened to him. I
want to know what he was trying to do.
But don't be like that guy. Don't go. You don't need to. You definitely don't need to go to these games. I mean,
at least bring way more hats. That guy did not. I saw him throw a couple, but he didn't seem prepared to throw enough hats to me.
Yeah, Jameis was looking for hats. Jameis was down in the dugout.
I like ball caps.
Speaking of ball caps, you could get a new one. That's a new Twins hat that says postseason on it.
Oh,
now available.
Yeah, Jameis, your Twins clinched the playoff spot, didn't they?
As far as I'm concerned, man, they clinched a playoff spot back in the middle of July when they started the season.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Basically clinched. But no, that's very exciting. For a bit there, it looked like we're kind of still trailing the White Sox, but that was kind of going to be maybe in our favor of getting a lower seed and not hitting the Yankees in the playoffs right away, who are kind of tanking.
Oh, that's a really good point. We never played good against those Yankees.
No,
but the Yankees are doing bad too.
Yeah, but we're not doing bad. We're doing good.
But I mean, like they might be a lower seed for us to play. I'm worried.
No, we're the season to end right now, and if all the teams were seeded, we would be playing the Yankees first.
Oh, we would. Okay.
I mean, and it's still going to be a pretty good likely chance that we will play the Yankees, but the way Sergio Romo is pitching, we are ready.
Yeah, we're right in that prime spot at that time. Like it's a perfect amount of games for everybody to start to get in sync. And baseball is all about those Backstreet Boys. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm really excited. And yeah, that's a really good picture. Jameis right now is showing us a picture of Sergio, like looking all coy, like, "Oh yeah, I'm throwing pitches really close to your face. Okay, fucking Astros, fuck you." That's what that was, wasn't it?
That is. Tried to find a picture of Sergio Romo in the dugout after the bench clearing game against the Indians.
Yeah. That was fun.
Cleveland?
Yeah, that's fun, especially during these COVID times. Those clearings are funny because they respect the distance. They respect the social distancing. They don't want to possibly get anybody infected. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know. We gotta look at the positives of this stuff, right?
Yep.
So
Did you guys see Josh Donaldson?
What's up?
He
got ejected.
Out of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? How did he get ejected? What happened?
He hit a home run.
What happened?
To the bathroom?
He hit a home run, and when he ran over the base,
what happened?
He kicked dirt on it to piss off the ump.
Why was he pissed? Why was he? Why? Like what I'm asking, I suppose, is why is he cocking off to the ump? Yeah. Why is he cocking off? What's going on? Well, what happened?
The umpire was giving some pretty shitty calls, and Josh was asking, and the ump was like not having it. And so Josh was like, fine, fuck you. Hits a home run, comes back, kicks dirt on the home plate, gets ejected.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I believe the umpire even said, you're fucking out of here when he ejected him.
So what you're saying, because I'm still trying to put this together here because I didn't see it, is that the ump was calling bad calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Josh Donaldson thought he was calling bad calls, and then he was. Did he ask? Did he ask his catcher about it?
I don't know.
Because like in baseball, a good thing to do before you start like cocking off to the umps is to ask your own catcher, "Hey, is he giving us these pitches as well, or is it just me? Is it just me, or is this guy calling bad calls? Like, are we getting?" And so sometimes sometimes he is calling bad, but sometimes our catcher wants that. And if you start cocking off the ump, then he's not going to start giving you those pitches anymore. So hopefully he talked to the pitcher. He must have. He absolutely, because he's a smart hitter.
Oh yeah.
And so he getting bad calls. Ump had something to do with, must have had a chip on his shoulder or something, or was calling, like maybe he was betting on the Vegas games.
I feel like this has come up with a few games this season. Just talking about seeing some pretty wide calls given by umps, but also like there's the side of it of a pitcher like expanding his strike zone and kind of earning it in a way. If he can be really solid on the outside, like generally an ump will start giving them
sure, you earn your strikes, you earn your balls.
Yeah. Kind of like,
I don't know. It gets back to like our previous seasons of talking about robotic umps, and if we're gonna have the robotic umps, I think having a robotic strike zone is the first step. And if getting thrown out of a game emphatically like that, it's like
that,
it's like, man, you're calling you're having a bad day as an ump, man. The player's trying to tell you you're not having it, so he hits a home run to show you that this one was outside the fucking zone, and you're gonna fucking throw him out of the game and yell at him at the same time. A robot wouldn't do that. A robot would be like, you're right, maybe I should calibrate myself, and it would calibrate itself, and then it would, actually call the strikes. Or is that part, or is that part of the game, having an ump that's, maybe in favor of the other team? Like.
Well, I think
I'm jumping. I'm sorry. I know that I'm jumping a lot of a lot of steps here, but
what they could easily do just to start, because here's the main thing. Josh said after he got kicked out of the game that umps have no accountability. And I totally agree with him. There is no accountability for umpires. If they're fucking up a game, they can just keep fucking it up.
They can just go home. There's nothing, like, they don't get any fines. They just go.
They get a review, and it just means they don't get to like umpire the World Series if they're bad. That's your punishment. Oh, you get to not do the World Series.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I wasn't gonna do it anyway.
I was gonna do it anyway. I have my own World Series with blackjack and hookers.
My team didn't make it.
But I say if you can review like a third strike, boom, that's a compromise. Accountability, and you can keep the people. It's a little compromise. I'm all about the robotic umps, but I say that's a compromise that should be looked into.
Because, I mean, the big turnouts are with, like, a called third strike or, a ball four situation.
Or ball four, too, yeah. Ball four as well. You can review the final pitch of an out or a walk, something like that,
Yeah. And apart from that, and there is a lot of culture of, like, you take what the ump says. You don't cause a fuss, do whatever they call, and if you're not happy with it, then you're not happy with it. I feel like that's the culture that's encouraged to batters. You don't see them confront the umps.
Yeah, well, the culture's changing.
It should.
It should. People should be accounted for.
He kicked dirt on a base.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
It's the umpire's job to clean it.
So that was that ejection sounds like someone who's power hungry.
Yeah. That's what I think too. I absolutely think that as well. So Gardy retired.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
Suddenly.
Yeah, out of nowhere. He had health reasons, right? Is that what happened?
Said he needed to take care of himself.
Yeah, I saw that newscast. I wish I would have grabbed it. Yeah, it's like, I don't remember his record with the Twins, but I don't know if he was a good coach or a bad coach. I don't remember, but he was definitely a memorable coach.
Soft spot for him.
I absolutely do too. I guess that's what I'm kind of trying to say. When I heard this, I kind of felt sad. I felt bad for him. Because, and then I heard Morneau talk about him on one of the games, and he talked about how Gardy was somebody that had a soft spot for everybody that was part of the team and the families, and that he he invited all the families to the fields to practice and stuff like that, and then would concentrate on some of the kids and help with them batting, and Morneau remembered a lot of family interactions and stuff like that, and like you knew it was more part, like the Twins were part of a family with Gardy, like it was a family type of situation with him, and he had a really warm spot. He was a warm-hearted person, and that was really good to hear. And it sounded like our coach now, when spoke first about Gardy retiring, and then Morneau did, and the commentators mentioned that most people would just leave after they got interviewed, but he actually stayed to listen to when Morneau talk about Gardy, and then they're like, oh, why did you stay like that? He's like, well, Morneau knew a great man, and I wanted to hear what he thought, and I can learn from Morneau through what Gardy taught him. And it's, it's just a really neat thing, and like
cool.
That's something that's really neat about sports, is that you forget about the camaraderie that they have. Maybe they're on different teams, but they work together at some point. And even though they're playing against each other, they're working together. They're in the same job, and they're employees. They're co-workers.
Yeah.
And they get to know each other really well through the seasons. And it sounded like Gardy was like one of those true people. He wasn't just a coach. He cared. And that's really nice.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's making the decision for himself, and wish him the best. He was a great part of the Twins organization for a long time, for as long as I can remember, coaching throughout the Tom Kelly years, and then managing through a bunch of the 2000s, a decade where we took the division, I don't know, 6 times out of the decade. Like, he was solid.
Yeah.
And with Detroit, not so much last year, but they were looking good this year. Of course, they got a couple of bomb squads on their team now. Yeah, good luck, Gardy.
Yeah, hope the best for him. So, should we move on to some NBA news?
Yeah, what's going on in the NBA, dude? Oh yeah, they're in the finals, aren't they?
We're in the Western Eastern Conference Finals.
Sweet.
So Heat versus Celtics. Heat lead 2-1. So that's been really tight. And then Lakers versus Nuggets. Lakers lead 2-0. So, and oh man, that game last night. Whew, AD hit a 3 to end the game and win. And they bounced in with 2 seconds left, and he just shot it, and it was boom, right there. Time expires. It was amazing.
The Lakers have just been, the first game at least, they dominated. I didn't see the second game.
Yeah.
They just looked like they were, pros versus high schoolers almost.
Second game, Nuggets were in the lead with the 2 seconds left. So AD didn't hit that 3, they would have lost.
So they must have changed their pace around.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And the 2020 NBA season going to start soon too?
Yeah, when does that start, man?
They've already agreed to delay it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Are they going to do a bubble season and all that? What's going to happen after all these bubble seasons are done? Maybe the NFL's doing the right thing and just going. No.
Nah, I don't think so.
Such a weird thing. And then the season, LeBron didn't get the season MVP again, huh?
No, he did not.
And it pissed him off a bit.
Yep.
What? Who got it?
Giannis had to what is it? I don't know. Giannis. Yeah.
Did he do the weight management?
Second year in a row for him.
What's that?
Second year in a row for him.
Wow.
It should have been LeBron.
Should have been LeBron. He should have did the management where he takes a day off or something. What do they call it?
Maybe he shouldn't have done that. The time management
when they
shit.
do load management?
Load management. He said he wasn't going to. And maybe he needed to.
Huh.
To get the MVP.
I bet Giannis Antetokounmpo does the load management.
He doesn't. He's too young.
Well, good. He doesn't need to.
Did you guys hear about the Lynx game?
No, what happened? The league. I know that the league postponed the game.
Yeah.
There wasn't a positive, but there was inconclusive results for COVID. So they were like, gotta just postpone. Just gotta postpone. So
okay, well that's good.
Into it.
Not the Lynx, but the other team.
I was all excited for that, and then they delayed it.
And is this the first game of the postseason for them, of the playoffs?
I think their second one. It'd be their second.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, there's not much left for the NHL. They're in the Stanley Cup right now. Dallas versus Tampa tied 1-1, which was surprising because Dallas looked like they were just going to run away with it in the first game, but Tampa came back, scored 3 goals in the first period. This one, and that was their game.
Well, that's good. At least they're making it a series.
MLS is getting towards the end of the season. Minnesota's 4th in the West, so they're in the playoffs right now. Okay. And LAFC's not even in the playoffs right now, so that's how this season's going.
After last year's final was LA against LA.
Well, it wasn't the final, but it was a good one. Yeah.
It was the championship.
And then, did you guys all see that AEW parking lot match? That was the first 5-star match of the COVID era and the first Dynamite 5-star match of ever.
Based on what? Who does those ratings?
There's a David Meltzer is like this guy who decides if everything is good or bad, and everyone just believes him. I don't always agree with him, but to get a 5-star rating from him is pretty cool because he's really stingy. But yeah, that match was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Even Mick Foley called it.
Yeah, right. You should be
there. Oh my Lord!
Jesus.
And he's fallen over and passed out.
Okay. So
we're gonna
once again, we're FuzzJock Radio. If you like listening to us cough into the microphone and have fire alarms going off and things not getting recorded right away, make sure to go to FuzzTalkShop.com. There's a bunch of merchandise that you can purchase and acquire. It helps us become a little bit more professional than we are now, because we can. I don't know what we can do. What a weird episode, C-Dubs.
I know. What a weird time.
We're at
time to be alive.
We're at time. It is an hour-long episode, so we're just gonna cut it off right now.
Happy 1 hour.
So thank you all for tuning in. We will be back next week. Don't worry. With all the technical difficulties that we had this week, it doesn't matter. Because we will be going. It starts at 10:30 or right around the end of the Monday Night Football game. If the football game goes into overtime, we will let you know when. We will tune in. James, are you okay?
The best of you from FuzzTalkRadio. KMRT.
FuzzJockRadio.